If you look at a pair of shiny metal headphones, you won't be surprised that they can actually get you into trouble on a plane. Yeah, you heard that right. Those stylish metal headphones you bought to look like a DJ in first class? Not allowed. The reason? Metal parts can interfere with onboard systems, and in some cases, they're flagged as unsafe by airlines. So picture this. You're walking onto your flight, feeling cool, sliding your metal headphones over your ears, and boom, the flight attendant gives you that look. Suddenly, you're tucking them back into your bag, realizing you just lost your main source of comfort for the next 12 hours. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky. You might be wondering, wait, can I even bring my metal headphones through airport security? And the answer is yes, you can. Security scanners don't usually care about your headphones unless you've got an unusually chunky design that triggers a bag check. The problem isn't getting them on the plane, it's using them once you're on board. Many airlines have specific rules against headphones with large amounts of exposed metal, especially if the headband or ear cups contain conductive materials. The reasoning is partly about safety. Metal can interfere with onboard wiring if you're sitting in the wrong spot or using certain connections, and partly about practicality. In rare cases, metal headphones have even been flagged as potential hazards in turbulence, since heavy, rigid objects can cause injuries if they fly loose. What this means for you is simple. Yes, you can carry them in your bag, but don't be surprised if a flight attendant tells you to switch them out or put them away once the cabin door closes. And let's be honest, that's the worst moment to find out your main survival tool just got benched. Now, before you panic, here's the good news. I've been there, I've made the same mistake, and I know exactly what to do to make sure you not only survive a long flight, but actually arrive feeling human, not like a wrinkled raisin who just got stuffed in economy for a day and a half. Because let's face it, long flights are brutal. Here's the thing. If you thought headphones were the biggest problem, what I tell you next will blow your mind. Because once you're strapped in and the plane takes off, the real battle begins. Think about it. You're stuck in a chair that reclines about 3 centimeters next to someone who's somehow managed to claim both armrests. The air is dry, your feet are swelling, the Wi-Fi cuts out faster than your will to live, and you're already regretting that second airport burrito. That's when survival mode has to kick in. And survival starts with hydration. Yeah, I know, boring word, right? But listen closely. The air inside a plane is recycled, super dry, and sucks the moisture right out of you. If you only rely on that tiny plastic cup of water the flight attendant hands you every few hours, you're doomed. Instead, bring your own empty water bottle and refill it after security. Then sip slowly, not chug, because your body needs a steady stream. And no, soda doesn't count. Neither does that third mini bottle of wine. Here's why. Soda is loaded with sugar and often caffeine, which both push your body in the wrong direction. The sugar gives you a quick spike of energy, but leaves you crashing even harder. While caffeine is a mild diuretic, it makes your body lose more water instead of keeping it. And alcohol, that's even worse at altitude. It dries you out faster than you realize, disrupts your sleep cycle, and can leave you groggy and dehydrated when you land. So while they might feel like treats in the moment, they're secretly working against your survival game plan. If you want to land without feeling like a sponge that's been left out in the sun, drink water. Lots of it. I'm talking at least 2 liters across a long-haul flight. That's 2,000 milliliters, by the way, spelled out for the people in the back. Now you might be thinking, great, but if I drink that much, I'll spend half the flight in the bathroom. And you're absolutely right. But that's actually a win, because every bathroom trip is a chance to stretch, to move, to keep your circulation flowing. Which brings us to something no one tells you before your first marathon flight. Deep vein thrombosis is real. Blood clots in your legs can happen if you sit too long. So those awkward bathroom walks, they're your new best friend. Stand up, stretch, roll your ankles, do whatever you need to keep your blood moving. Even if it means pacing the aisle like you're auditioning for a role as restless passenger number 3. And let's be honest, you've seen that guy pacing the aisle before and thought he was weird. Guess what? He's weird, but he's also going to land feeling better than you. Now here's where things get interesting. If you thought hydration and stretching were the main survival tactics, you're only scratching the surface. Because the real secret lies in how you manage sleep. Everyone dreams of falling asleep peacefully at 30,000 feet, waking up refreshed in a new time zone. Reality check? You're either staring at the ceiling with envy while the guy next to you snores like a chainsaw, or you wake up drooling on your own shoulder because your neck pillow betrayed you. But there's a way to hack it. First, set your watch to your destination's time before you board. This tricks your brain into adjusting faster. Second, control light. An eye mask is a lifesaver. Third, skip the temptation of binging movies until your eyes burn. I get it, in-flight entertainment feels like an all-you-can-watch buffet. But if you want to function when you land, sleep needs to be the priority. And speaking of entertainment, let's circle back to headphones. Remember, your metal ones are banned, so you need a good backup. Wireless headphones with plastic components? Perfect. Noise-cancelling ones? Even better. Because trust me, listening to the endless drone of the engines and a crying baby in stereo is not the soundtrack you want for your trip. And if you forget, well, then you're stuck with the airline-issued headphones that look like they were last cleaned in 1999. Not a vibe. But there's something else no one prepares you for. Food strategy. Oh yes, this is where things get serious. Airline meals are, let's just say, creative. Sometimes you get pasta that tastes like plastic. Sometimes it's chicken with a side of mystery sauce. If you think you can rely solely on the food tray, you'll regret it. Pack your own snacks, nuts, fruit, maybe even a sandwich. But nothing too smelly, because the entire cabin does not want to live with your tuna salad at cruising altitude. And here's the golden rule. Avoid salty snacks and too much caffeine. Both will dehydrate you and mess up your sleep schedule. Sure, that double espresso at hour 10 sounds like a survival tactic, but when you're wide awake at 3 in the morning in Tokyo, you'll wish you had listened. Now, let's talk about clothing, because what you wear can make or break your comfort. Rule number 1, layers. Planes can swing from freezer to sauna in minutes. Rule number 2, comfortable fabrics. Those skinny jeans might look cute at the airport, but 10 hours in and you'll be plotting their demise. Rule number 3, compression socks. Not glamorous, I know, but they're like insurance for your legs. Pair them with your aisle walks and hydration, and you'll feel like a pro. At this point, you might think, okay, I've got water, I've got sleep tricks, I've got snacks, I've even downgraded from my metal headphones. Surely that's enough. But wait, because there's one more piece to survival that most travelers ignore: mental preparation. A long flight is as much a mental game as a physical one. If you spend the whole time staring at the countdown screen, only 9 hours and 53 minutes to go, you'll go insane. Instead, break the flight into chunks. A movie here, a nap there, a meal, some reading, maybe journaling. Suddenly, instead of one giant block of torture, you've got manageable pieces. Think of it as a survival playlist for your brain. And let's not forget humor, because sometimes you've just got to laugh at the situation. Trusting airplane Wi-Fi? That's like trusting a toddler with your car keys. You sit down, pay way too much for a few megabytes, click connect, and suddenly you're back in 2003 waiting for a page to load. The Wi-Fi is buffering so slowly, you've memorized the safety card in 3 languages. At that point, lean back, put on your non-metal headphones, and embrace the absurdity. And here's the twist. Once you've survived your first long flight the right way, you'll actually start to enjoy them. You'll see them as a mini retreat, a chance to unplug, to rest, to watch movies guilt-free.